Yo, what's up guys, been on fire here back with a video, and today we're going to be bringing you guys a new blitzing style, and this is actually going to complement very well with the nickel 2-4-5 odd defensive scheme. Now that's something that I've been running, that pretty much everybody has been running on defense. This formation, the 2-4-5 odd, it's pretty much the meta, really all that you'll see online, and we're going to show a blitz that complements well with that. So 2-4-5 odd is going to actually be very similar to this big dime 1-4-6 in a lot of ways. And this blitz is actually going to look very similar to it. Now, the biggest difference is you have an extra defensive back in the 1-4-6, whereas in the 2-4-5 odd, you're going to have an extra linebacker on that right-hand side. You go down to 1-4-6, and you see it's going to be a cornerback. So, just overall a different blitzing strategy. And if you notice your 2-4-5 odd blitz getting blocked in a certain way, this is something I use to mix in, and it can be very effective. Now, let me know if you want to see a man coverage version of the blitz down below in the comment section, because I can certainly bring that to you. But for now, we're actually going to be running a cover 2 shell. It's going to kind of be the same concept as this, what's the play? Pinch 2, which is probably the most popular play that I've seen out of the 2-4-5 odd. Of course, in this formation, get some safeties at linebacker. We're going to use this guy today. Get some fast DBs off the edge. Those are going to be your rushers. And I mean, that's pretty much all we need. Now, the playbook this is in Chicago. This is going to be the playbook that has the dime 1-4-6 and the 2-4-5 odd. I'm sure there are some other ones. I personally just run the Bears, though. Now, the play we're running is going to be DB Sting 2 Buzz. I feel like that's the easiest play to set this up out of. So that's what we're going to run. And we'll just go out of a little spread so we can show you just an easy 5 and 6 man protections. Of course, this works against things like bunch and every other meta formation U-trips that you could pretty much imagine. Alright guys, so now we're going to hop into the adjustments. You actually kind of caught us in that previous play where you saw it work, but we're going to show you how to do this quickly. Now, to get this against 5 people, you're going to rush 5 men. If he's going to block his running back, that's where you're going to send the 6th guy. So for this example, we're only going to blitz one of our slot cornerbacks, but we have to give our opponent the impression that we're going to be sending both of our slot corners. So immediately what I like to do is base a line. This won't affect against this spread formation in particular. It won't affect mostly against gun bunch, but if he were in the trips, wide trips, U trips, gun trips tight end, it could affect it, and some of these linebackers will not be in their correct position, so you do want to base the line. The next thing you're going to do is, you notice we have our defensive ends on these vert hook zones. You're simply going to slant your defensive line inside, and then I want you guys to move this slot cornerback in. Now, I do think the closer he is, the better. So you don't want him far away like this. Otherwise, the right tackle ends up blocking him. Get him pretty close. Right about there should be a good enough spot. Now, I mentioned we're only sending one slot corner for this example. We're only going to send Henderson off that right edge. So with this guy, you can do a couple of different things. Now, I've manned up this receiver, and again, it depends formation to formation, but we could go ahead, set him on a vert hook. We could put him in a curl flat. We could bluff blitz him, I believe, which I don't know exactly what zone he goes to, but I'll just put him in a vertical hook for this example. Now, with your user, you're just going to go ahead and move down. I'm not sure why the play art is glitched. I apologize for that, but for whatever reason, it's just showing that. We're not even in a 3-rec hook zone, so maybe some weird bluff blitz. We'll blitz our user. With your user, you can blitz him. You can put him in a mid-read. Does not matter. And the last thing you can do, if you want to, is shade over the top. So we're just going to go ahead, snap the ball, and we should get scream and pressure off the edge. Now, I like these soft squat zones. I'm going to leave these soft squats at default to start with. If we have to make adjustments, we can. Now, I'll show some variations how to adjust out of this in different ways, especially if he's trying to beat you cover too deep. But there you see it, just very cool pressure. We'll show the replay here. And again, with my user, I don't have to engage with anything. I just have to be hovered in that position. That's why I like the mid-read, because it kind of pushes you back stock. If you're on that blitz, sometimes it can pull you into the engagement, which is actually what you again, do not want. So once again, you're just overmatched. As long as you get the defensive tackle to engage with the center, you know you're going to get pressure off that right edge, because you then have 3 to his 2 blockers. Even though Creed Humphrey, I believe the center, ends up kind of sliding over to the right, he's not in position to pick anybody up. And again, get some good speed off this right edge, but nothing's really open at that point in time. And again, you would need Gunslinger to really get the ball off, because if you don't, you're going to get hit all game. So once again, the steps: base a line, slant inside, put Y on a little vert hook, and then all you're going to do is move this guy in a little bit. Now, in the case that you're going up against a gun bunch formation, you're going to want to blitz always to the side without the running back. So, thankfully for us, I believe you can blitz. It's a symmetrical formation. It should work from both sides. So again, you just want to blitz opposite the running back. That should be the easiest way to do it. I'm pretty sure the tight end should not affect anything. But again, here is going to be our play art. We're just going to go ahead, snap the football. And this might not work every time, but it's going to be pretty dang close to working every single time against 5-man protection. There shouldn't really be situations. IDing, sliding should not stop this. And again, it's just too easy off the edge. Very quick pressure. Again, your biggest thing to do is move this slot corner in about this position. I'll show you what it looks like when he's deeper after this play. But you see, you can also kind of force some disengages. You get a guy like Brian Burns, you can get a shed off the edge. We actually get a shed from our inside backer in that position. So you can get some other things to work. And of course, we'll show the 6-man protection later. But let's show what the blitz looks like if we just kind of run it from here. Let's say he's quick snapping us. We don't have enough time to get it off. And this is all we can do. So if we get this off, you have a chance to get pressure, which we actually get there. But I've seen situations where the slot cornerback gets picked up, the slide protection works. So I wouldn't recommend it, but you see the blitz still can kind of work out there. Of course, it's going to be slower, though, because he has more ground to cover. So I do think that would make sense. Now, let's go over some different backside adjustments that we can rock with. The first one being turning it into kind of a cover 3 cloud defense. This is one of the things I like to do. You can actually check out that 2-4-5 odd gameplay I posted 2 or 3 days ago. I did a really good job of doing that out of the 2-4-5 odd formation. So if you want, you can definitely check that out. But you can do this out of this dime 1-4-6 as well. And we're going to go ahead and put Y in a curl flat. We're just going to put X in either an outside third or a deep half. And then we're just going to put L1 in the inside third. So it's a lot more adjustments, but it does look better. Now, you're not going to have any help in the middle of the field, so against spread, probably wouldn't do it, but against bunch, you might be able to do it. Another thing I like to do out of this to bluff the pressure is just always bring this guy in, so this is just going to, if he's in bunch, he might start max protecting. He sees 7 people on the line like this. I know I would definitely try and get the ball out quickly, and then you can even go with heavy bluff blitz concepts where you only rush 3 out of the formation. So let's send this pressure. Again, it's not going to affect the blitz, and that's a situation where it's just unlucky. It's not going to work 20 out of 20 times. You will see situations where the offensive lineman can figure it out. I wouldn't say it's a high percentage, but there are situations where you'll send the pressure and it will not get through. Don't be discouraged. It didn't work one time. That doesn't mean it's not going to work the rest of the game, so you're perfectly fine with still sending the pressure. I know a lot of people, when they send blitzes and they do not work, they might go away from them. That's not what you want to do at all. You want to continue to send the pressure, whether it gets there or not, because we know when it gets there, it can result in a huge play like it does right there. And you see, I try to throw the corner out immediately when I can, immediately when it's open, and I just cannot get the ball off. With Gunslinger, you might be able to get the ball off, but he's not as developed enough to where the safety should be able to make the play on it. Again, I like the soft squat zones. You can go away from them if you choose to. But let's show it against the 6-man protection. We're going to show the standard blitz first, and then we'll add the 6th rusher. So we're just going to be running it the same way that we were. Again, you're going to move Henderson. Right about here is the sweet spot. As long as he's not offsides, you're golden. Now, again, here we're going to block the running back, which I believe I don't know if I did. Yeah, we did. So simple. He should get blocked relatively easily by the running back, which he does there. Again, Horn can still make a play on that, but even when you're sending 5 against 6 blockers, you're hoping that at least one of your one-on-ones wins, and that he shouldn't have enough time to develop a super deep post over the middle of the field. Now, of course, that's not what we want. We didn't get the pressure. And if he has a good offensive line and you don't get a shed, that's where you're in trouble. So what we're going to do is just simply add that corner off the edge. So we're going to set up everything the exact same way. We're just going to leave AJ Boye here on his blitz, move him kind of in the same position as we did with Henderson off that edge. And again, with your user, leaving him in that vert hook. Now we're going to block Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and we should get pressure off of both sides, which again, you can run this concept against 5-man protection. If you want to get 2 free rushers, you never know what can happen, but you see right there just pretty dominant pressure off the edge. And again, I'm not containing because containing will slow you down, but Brian Burns, just the way he's set up, does a really good job of actually drawing the double team, and that's going to free us up. We don't need to double team. We only need him to engage with the left tackle, which he does. And the double team is fine. It opens up 3 one-on-ones on the edge in the case that he actually were to max protect. Now, I might actually try and show a max protect. It's going to involve engaging with your user, as you might expect, but you see, we actually almost get two of our slot corners free right there. So once again, we'll show this blitz a couple more times against the max protection, which again, our max protect out of this is only 6. Ideally, if you're going against formation like this, it should be a long night for your opponent. He's only in a situation where he can block 6. You have to take advantage of that by blitzing him. So that's something that I would highly recommend against these particular formations. Here again, we get a weird shed animation off that left side. That's going to happen. It's unfortunate, but it's the result of blitzing this year. Sometimes these weird things happen where Brian Burns actually pushes our guy back, and we actually almost pretty much get 2 free rushers. What happened over here on the right, let's take a look. And yeah, Edwards-Helaire is just going to pick us up. So we still get the free rusher. Of course, the routes are a little bit more developed, but I mean, against this base concept, there's not much open. He's going to still have to get the ball off quickly, and he's still going to be throwing the ball quickly, probably expecting that he gets sacked. So you can't, again, don't be discouraged if something like that happens. Continue to blitz, and we'll show this one more time. Hopefully we get the pressure, and then we'll hop into a max protect situation and show you what I might do against that, which, again, it might not be the best, but here we see, oh, I didn't block that running back, but as long as Brian Burns, which majority of the time he should hold that left tackle, it should work. Let's hop into a max protect real quick, though. All right, boys, now we are out against the gun bunch, halfback strong. What I'm going to simply do is motion Edwards-Helaire over to create the gun bunch look, and we're just going to block like this. We'll just run a play like this. And what you're going to do is, if you're running against bunch, you can turn auto flip off. I've noticed with auto flip on, for whatever reason, I've seen situations where my slot cornerbacks flip. I don't like it, so I might leave it off. But if you want to, you can, of course, leave it on. It shouldn't affect the play at all. Now, we're going to go ahead, run the play pretty much the same way, and I'll show you what it looks like. Just if we keep chin in this vert hook, of course, you're not going to get pressure, most likely, which we actually do kind of get pressure there. So, again, you send these weird slot cornerback blitzes off the edge. You can get weird things to happen like that, where we sent 6 against 7 and we got the pressure to work. But if you want it to kind of guarantee yourself working it every single time, what you can go ahead and do is actually engage with your user. So we're just going to, again, move this guy in a little bit. Thankfully, we don't have to move that other cornerback in, otherwise we might get quick hiked. But I believe if I engage with the left guard or left tackle or anybody, we should be fine. So we're going to snap the ball. I'm going to run into that guy, and now we get some pressure off the edge. Not exactly sure what happened there. Maybe just the 7-man protection stopped our 7-man blitz traditionally, which is possible, but again, we kind of get pressure off that edge. But I mean, they block 7, you've already won, so you can't necessarily expect to get pressure rushing 7 against 7. That's where it gets a little bit too far, but you can see kind of some of those engaging animations that we have got to work. And again, if they block 5, 6, you're getting pressure. If they block 7, you've won, and that's when you bluff blitz. Some bluff blitz ideas you can go with are something like this. If I wanted to, here's a base cover 2 example that we could rock with. We could, again, put RB in a curl flat. We could man him up on the tight end or anybody. So now we have 3-man, we have really good cover 2, and we have an extra guy manned up, which could be the tight end, could be anybody. And there you see we still get pressure with one of our best defensive linemen. So still a good defense. That's going to do it for the video. If you want to see the man coverage version, let me know down below in the comments. Subscribe to the channel for more of these videos. Drop that like button, and peace. I'm out of here.